We made it to Oaxaca City, and yeah, the Day of the Dead celebration started yesterday. Well done. After a very random and very long bus ride, which included some roadside refueling, we made it to the beautiful Oaxaca City to celebrate Dia De Los Muertos, the colourful, vibrant and somewhat macabre Day of the Dead celebrations. Well, after 22 hours on the bus, it was meant to be 13 hours on the bus, we made it to Oaxaca City. And yeah, the Day of the Dead celebration started yesterday and they're ongoing today and tomorrow. So we're going to explore the city a little bit and check out the markets. And as you can see, I already got into the festivities. So yeah, it should be fun. Dia de los Muertos is a Mexican holiday that celebrates both life and death. It is actually celebrated over 3 days, and the festivities begin long before the actual Day of the Dead. Oaxaca is very famous for its Day of the Dead celebrations, and I really loved the juxtaposition of Catholicism mixed with pagan-like celebrations and traditional Mexican culture. Interestingly, Mum and I actually had our souls cleansed in an Aztecan tradition right outside one of the biggest Catholic churches in Oaxaca. The next tradition that I simply couldn't resist was La Catrina face paint. Dia de los Muertos has been traced back to Aztecan celebrations of the goddess of dead, who watched over the bones of the dead. A famous Mexican printmaker, Jose Guadalupe Posada, first drew La Catrina in the early 1900s, a skeleton lady dressed in her finest clothes. He was trying to show people that your wealth, the colour of your skin, your standing in life, it really doesn't matter in the afterlife. We all end up the same. It was then made even more infamous when Frida Kahlo's husband, Diego Rivera, painted a large mural featuring La Catrina. This face paint has now become part of the tradition of Dia de los Muertos. Well done. Oh, where we're going? We're walking with them. It's like a little parade. Although we had a lot of fun with the day festivities, the night is when Dia de los Muertos really begins. The neighbourhood hosts small parades and the night markets begin, with glorious hot chocolates, warm bread, dancing, singing and parties all along the street. It really is fun just to walk around. Nobody get it from over there? It's really yummy. How do I ask? Oh, qué guapo.
Vuelvo a volar hacia mi vida que es tan lejos y prohibida para ti.
But be warned, Oaxaca is famous for this celebration and gets very, very crowded. Once families have enjoyed the street celebrations, everyone heads to the cemeteries to spend some quality time with their past loved ones. This is where the true meaning of the Day of the Dead can be observed. It is during these days that Mexican families believe they can communicate with their past friends and relatives, that the dead come back to the land of the living to visit. It's her dad. Wow. It's muy, muy bonito. Sí. The graves are decorated with elaborate sand murals, and the favourite food and drink of the dead are placed around the graves, shared with both the living and the dead alike. It was a really special experience to be involved with this type of celebration, and is a really refreshing way to view death, as a celebration of life and the beginning of a new journey. I spoke to many of the families who are always offering a shot of mezcal or a delicious taco to the people passing by, and learnt all about their friends, mothers, sons or aunties who had passed away. They would smile and laugh and tell me about them while their relatives danced and sung and ate. It really is a beautiful celebration of life. After a late night celebrating and soaking in the culture, we were off on a tour to see the other beauties Oaxaca has to offer. So we are currently exploring Monte Alban, which is only about 20 minutes outside of Oaxaca City Centre. It was built over 2,000 years ago by the Zapotecas. It's one of many, many ruins in the Oaxaca region, so we'll be visiting more. But it's very beautiful up here. Set up above the valley of Oaxaca so you can see way down into the city. So these gallery of sculptures, they believe, were made of captured kings from surrounding areas and priests that were sacrificed, and they made these kind of monuments of them. And as you all know, I like a good castration story, and it seems like if you look closely, they've been castrated and there's blood flowing and stuff in these sculptures, and they think they probably used them again in ritual sacrifices and maybe in sacrifices to the fertility gods. So yeah, a little bit of veterinarian stuff going on too. So this is the Cueva El Agua, which is some thermal pools up in some mountains and valleys just a little bit east of Oaxaca. So we're going to explore this area and some more ruins in the area and go for a swim, even though the thermal pools aren't so thermal right now. A bit cold. How cold is it? Oh, it's cold. Oh, it's icy. Now we have to decide if we actually want to swim or just sit on the edges. Maybe we can go sit on the edge over there. That's pretty. It's a beautiful view though. Yeah, it's cold. I'll walk over the edge there with her.
It's pretty cute.
Is it? Is it a drop off at the end? Is it a drop? Oh, good. Oh yeah. Oh wow. And over here we have the big petrified waterfall that I think we can walk over to. We're in a little town called, I think it's Tule. Anyway, and they've got one of the arguably oldest trees in the world. This one they say is around 1500 years old, and it's 15 meters from this side to that side of the tree. And then this one's meant to be 1,000 years old. It's a very cute little town, and it is our final stop on the tour of outside of Oaxaca. I think we're all ready for it to be the final stop too. But it's really beautiful here, heaps to see. I hope you enjoyed this little detour from Boatwork as much as we did, and you got to see the amazing celebrations, ruins and natural beauty that Oaxaca has to offer. Next episode, it's back to Boatwork with Will and Lena arriving in Mexico to give us a helping hand. I'd also like to take this opportunity to let everyone know the first ever spay campaign for Puerto Madero was a huge success, with over 50 patients. So a huge thank you to everyone who helped make it happen. We were operating by moonlight as we finished, and the veterinarians are already planning the next one. If you would like to support our journey to sail and save animals, check out our Patron page or the links below on ways to help. And until next time, stay chuffed everybody.